What is up guys, it's Jordan here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Operation Health in Siege and whether or not it is failing. Now before I do anything I just want to say, although I will be discussing some of my own personal opinions in this video, it's going to be primarily based on community feedback, other people that I speak to's input and a little bit of my own as I said, but the main thing is to get you guys involved as always, so let me know in the comments what you think on everything I discuss in this video and how you feel about Operation Health at the moment. Anyway, we're going to start this video off at the very beginning of the timeline of Operation Health, which is when obviously it first launched. Operation Health started off with a pretty rocky launch because it only launched with like a 2 gig wallpaper change essentially. All they did is reset the ranks and they also introduced the new wallpaper with dark. Now the community was pretty divided about this, but a lot of people, most of the community to be honest, was pretty upset that they decided to launch without anything, and from what I could see most people would have preferred them to wait a little bit longer and actually launch Operation Health with some of the fixes. It was kind of disappointing when they first announced the launch of Operation Health would have nothing in it at all. It had literally just a rank reset and that was it, and the wallpaper obviously, so it was quite a strange update. It was about 2 or 3 gig in size and it had absolutely nothing to it really. So obviously we've never had a season before that's been launched with absolutely no content changes or fixes or anything, so it was rather strange and it obviously upset a lot of people. Anyway, shortly after that we did receive the first patch, which included the one-step matchmaking, which people were extremely excited about, especially me, because being like a YouTuber and a streamer, it's so unbelievably annoying having to wait for games for ages and it really puts you off making videos and playing the game. So I was super excited, and I have to be honest, when it first came out it was amazing. It fixed everything. I was finding games in like seconds. It was exactly what I wanted it to be, and although I'm saying how amazing it was, essentially it was just as good as most other games are with their matchmaking. Most games have nailed down pretty quick matchmaking, but nonetheless it was very exciting to have that in Siege and to be able to get into a game very quickly, and it made playing Siege so much more enjoyable. Now I said in a previous video that I thought that it would pick up over time as more people came back to the game. The ones that took breaks because of Operation Health, I thought the matchmaking would get quicker as they came back into the game. Now I can't speak for everyone, but for people that I know and myself, for some reason as time has gone on the matchmaking system has slowed down, and this is evident by the fact that the estimated queues seem to go up every couple of weeks and the actual times that you spend waiting also go up. I have no idea why this is happening. Maybe players are still sort of taking breaks from Siege, maybe more people are still leaving, I don't know. I got the impression that Siege is still growing very well, and I haven't seen anything about Siege slowing down that much, or not considerably, that it would affect the matchmaking, but it has been reported by myself, friends and many others from the community that Siege is slowing down in matchmaking terms. It's taking for some people in like, you know, a good couple of minutes to find a game again, which doesn't sound like a ridiculous amount of time, but when you think about how many people it needs to find versus how many people are playing the game at one time, it definitely shouldn't take that long. It needs to find 10 people out of a pool of a good, probably I would say on average hundreds of thousands at one time. I would be very surprised if there wasn't hundreds of thousands playing at one time, at least 100,000. So this is a big concern and a worry for the future of Operation Health. If the first major fix they've implemented is already starting to wobble after not even a month of being fully implemented, it kind of gets to the point where you start to worry about what is going to happen next for Operation Health and whether or not we're going to see a trend of the fixes slowly becoming bugs again as time goes on. This whole thing could be due to a number of things. The first one, like I said, could be that maybe players are still just, you know, not playing as frequently, maybe they're taking breaks and that is why the matchmaking is slowing down. But even so, I think you would need to lose a very considerable number of players for the matchmaking to slow down to the point that it's getting to for some people. My next thought is that maybe the Siege servers just simply cannot handle the amount of players that it has going for it right now. It's been widely known that Ubisoft were not anticipating Siege to become as popular as it has, and as a result that is why we've had so many bugs, because Ubisoft just haven't been able to keep up with the demand of the game because it wasn't expected. I think in reality they just thought that it would be a bit of a cash grab when it first came out, because Siege is incredibly different from the other Rainbow Six titles, and Rainbow Six is a very popular franchise of games. So I think, you know, when it originally came out it was probably a cool idea, but they didn't think anything more of it. Kind of like Resident Evil BioCorp, or what's it called? Umbrella Corps. Kind of like Umbrella Corps. That game, it's fun. I played it. It's a lot of fun, but it's just kind of like a weird spin-off of Resident Evil, and it's not as good as the Resident Evil games, and it was fun for like, you know, a couple of days and it died off. I kind of think that's what they were expecting to happen with Siege, and it's sad, but a lot of developers do think that way nowadays when it comes to long running franchises. They kind of just want to get a game out that will excite people, so they buy it and then boom, the game dies off. But of course that did not happen with Siege. We are now sitting on a game that is absolutely blowing up with popularity, probably one of the biggest competitive games out right now alongside Overwatch and CSGO. It's so popular and people absolutely love it, and I just don't think they were ready for that, and I don't think the servers are capable of managing the amount of players at one time that is on the servers, which is why we always have servers going down, maintenance, bugs, matchmaking issues. We have all these problems, and I personally think it's down to the fact that the servers just cannot handle it, and it's kind of been hinted at by Ubisoft before with the tick rates and things like that being bumped up later on this season. Moving on with Operation Health and discussing other things that appear to be going wrong and people have reported, and I can confirm this one, Hitreg appears to have gotten worse. This was supposed to have been fixed as well in the first patch, and yet for some reason it seems worse. Shots now regularly don't register. Headshots, again, are really hard to hit. They just don't seem to happen sometimes. I'm wondering if they made the hitboxes too small. I don't know. Specifically Ash, and there will always be people that kind of say, oh, it's fine, it's just people do a crap at the game, but it is undeniable that there is something wrong with the hit reg for so many people to complain, and even Ubisoft have addressed this now, saying that yes, there is a problem with the hit reg. So to all the people that don't have problems or just seem to be ridiculously good at hitting tiny little hitboxes, then that's great for you guys, but there's definitely a problem. The Ubisoft have addressed this and said that it needs to be sorted out, but again, this was supposed to be sorted, which is worrying because Operation Health was supposed to be the end of we're gonna fix this and then it not being fixed. This was supposed to be the be-all end-all of the major bugs, but again, we've gone straight back into that loop of Ubisoft fixing something and then it not being fixed, and then them saying, oh, we're sorry, but we're going to fix it, and then kind of just going around this loop. And I'm not digging at Ubisoft because I understand that when you got a game like this that's so popular, it is hard to keep everything running smoothly, especially with, you know, like I said, them not expecting it. So I appreciate they are working hard, but it is frustrating for the player to be caught in this loop of problems not being fixed. There is still a big issue as well with high ping abusers. This is something I don't feel like is being addressed massively by Ubisoft yet, but high ping abusers is a serious thing. People with high ping are able to do some insane Ash rushes. I'm using that as an example because anyone rushing with a high ping, it is definitely, it's not impossible to play against high pingers. I'm going to put that out there now. It's not impossible by any means, but there is definitely a difficulty to be had when you're fighting against those with different pings. And if you play on West EU, I can't speak for the other servers, there is a lot of, like a hell of a lot of people that seem to be coming from other servers to West EU. Now I have nothing against people hopping servers, especially if you're playing with friends. I do it with Bubba Faves all the time, but I am surprised it's very rare to find people with under 100 ping, which can make the gameplay very difficult at times, which is super annoying to be honest. Something else that's been brought up, which I've seen on Reddit a lot, is casual is still kind of a problem. Casual is meant to be casual. It's meant to be like, you know, you finish playing ranked, you just want to play some casual games, so you go and play some of that. However, it's kind of full of people that just go try hard mode. It's really difficult. It's kind of as difficult as ranked at times, and people just team kill and do all sorts of toxic things if they don't get their way, and it's just not a nice environment, which I think is really hurting the casual audience of Siege, because not everyone is interested in ranked. Some people just play the game for what it is, and I feel like they are being heavily punished, not punished, it's the wrong word, but they're having serious problems with casual. It's just not a fun place to play. Coming from someone that is, you know, in love with ranked, I always want to play ranked and like play against like proper players that want to take it seriously. I've hopped into casual a couple of times and there's like no difference other than the round time being increased. It's still full of people going try hards. The only difference is they can kill you if they get pissed off at something without any kind of punishment. So that's a big problem which I think needs to be addressed as well. Casual definitely needs some tweaks badly. So far Operation Health is looking a bit rocky. Now we are coming up to the second patch, which is going to introduce alpha packs and a few other bits, and I will probably make a further video when I've had time to play around with the new patch. I don't feel confident enough yet to talk about it because I haven't really played much Siege in the last couple of days since the last patch launched, and of course alpha packs aren't actually launched yet. But the point I want to put across is that it is kind of concerning that Operation Health is very slowly starting to shape out like the season 3 or 4 of the first year. I can't remember what it was now, but the one that introduced Favela, the Skull Rain, that was it. Operation Skull Rain was meant to be about the game's health, and that we all know how that turned out. It didn't really do a lot, and I'm seriously worried that they're going to do the same thing with Operation Health. Now I am all for Ubisoft. I'm not the kind of person that just hates on Ubisoft all the time. I do appreciate that they put a lot of effort into Siege. They are never not doing something with the game, which is good, but there is definitely something that needs to change behind the scenes at Ubisoft, because if Operation Health becomes like Skull Rain and just completely flops and nothing gets sorted properly by the end of it, that's just going to be a complete waste of these 3 months. At least with Skull Rain we had content and operators, but they've put everything on hold for Operation Health, and it would be a real shame for them to completely waste these 3 months and then, you know, go back to what it was before. And as well as that, I think there are many people in the community that are kind of at breaking point with the game, and people are getting bored and fed up with the bugs. And if Ubisoft really don't crank out fixes for them all sooner than later, then we're definitely going to be seeing a bit of a hit with Siege, which would be a shame because this game has so much potential. I think it's got so many years left as long as Ubisoft do it right. And again, I want to stress, Ubisoft, I know that they are working on it. I know they're trying to fix it. I'm not saying they're not caring about the game, but something's got to change. Something's not right, and I think primarily it's going to be the servers. I think they just need an upgrade really in the server department. So far, Operation Health, to be honest, it's not looking so good. I know I've said it before earlier in the video, but I just want to summarize it all. Operation Health started off rocky. It had a glimmer of hope with the matchmaking that looked really good, and now it's sliding back down again, and it is looking worrying, to be honest. And I really hope it does get turned around sooner rather than later, because I actually started to get kind of hyped about Operation Health towards the end. I wanted these fixes. I wanted a smooth, stable experience with Siege because I love this game, and obviously this game is so much fun. I've enjoyed it since it came out, and as well as that, it's enabled me to really start to grow on YouTube, which has been one of my dreams for so long. So, you know, I have a lot of kind of ties in with this game. I love this game, and I just really want it to do well. I hope it does well, and I'm just kind of worried about the future a little bit at times. But to be honest, I think Ubisoft will get there eventually. I think if they upgrade the servers, which I think would be a big thing, we'll definitely see some major improvements. But I want to end on a positive note. Operation Health is not finished yet. We've still got probably like a good month and a half left, so anything can happen, and fingers crossed that we do get some good fixes and it all comes together. And I hope that it does sort of become the patch or the season that fixes most of the issues by the end of it. Anyway guys, that was all for this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you do have any opinions, then do drop them in the comments. Let me know what you think of Operation Health. I'm always interested to hear what you guys think about updates with Siege and things that I discuss in videos, so yeah, definitely let me know. Anyway, I hope you do have an amazing rest of your week. If you did enjoy the video, please do smack that like button, and also subscribe if you are new around here, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.